Hi, we're going to finish C and D for example number 4 in 6465. C says, at what time is the number of students that have posted information but have not yet had their scores canceled a maximum? Let's start with that. They are looking the number of students that have posted information but have not yet had their scores canceled. We are looking, for where S of t has a maximum. We know to find a maximum, we are going to find s prime of t and set it equal to 0. And s prime of t, as we saw from the last example, is really just m of t minus c of t. So I'm going to set that equal to 0 and solve. And this is where we can use our graphing calculators. I'm going to use Desmos because this laptop does not have a graphing calculator, and what I am going to look for is actually, instead of where they are subtracted and equal 0, I'm going to set them equal to each other. So I'm going to find where c of t is equal to m of t, and really we only need to look on the interval from 0, not even 0, really from 12 to 24. So I have Desmos pulled up, of course, and I'm looking here. We've got m of t in the red, c of t in the blue, and I need to find where these two functions intersect between 0 and 24. So actually, I'm going to go right here and I'm going to change my x-axis to, we really don't need it that far, so we'll go -10 to positive. I need it to at least be 24, so I'm going to say 30 maybe. And if I notice on my y-axis right now, I don't see where they intersect. You can't tell right here, but I don't think it's quite big enough, or actually, yeah, it's not quite big enough. So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. And here we go. I see where they intersect, 18.778. So let's write that down. This is not necessarily a maximum. This is just a critical value. Now the question is, let's see if it was a maximum. In order for it to be a maximum, I will have wanted the derivative to change from positive to negative. And if we think about that, the derivative is m of t minus c of t. What I want is for, on the left of 18, m of t to be bigger than c of t, and on the right, I want c of t to be bigger. So remember, m of t is the red here. On the left, our red function is higher than our blue function. Our derivative is positive because the red minus the blue would be a positive number. On the right, blue minus red is going to be negative. So I know that this is a local maximum. But in order to decide if it is actually a maximum, we are going to find S of that 18.778, and we are going to look at our, why is my brain not working right now? Our interval. So I also need to look at S of 12 and S of 24. To find these, we are going to calculate the integral from 0 to that number. So the integral from 0 to 18.778 of s of t, which is m of t minus c of t dt. And again, I would definitely use my calculator. Remember, we put this as y1 and y2, so I would use those. And you're going to do the same thing for these as well, but I don't quite have enough space. The integral from 0 to 12 and the integral from 0 to 24. For this first one, after typing it all into my calculator, I got 2,706. For this second one, 0 to 12, I got 1,695. And for this third one, 0 to 24, I got negative 69. So if we're looking for a maximum, it's fairly obvious. It is at t equals 18.778, and that is hours. I don't necessarily know what 0.778 is in terms of hours, but that's okay. The maximum is at 18, and the maximum is 2,706 students. So at what time? That's the 18. How many students? And that is the 2,706. Then last but not least, find S of 24 to the nearest whole number. Show the computations that led you to your answer. Well, we basically already found this, but S of 24 is equal to the integral from 0 to 24 of m of t minus c of t with respect to t dt. Of course, this is something we are going to let our calculators do because right now we don't have the tools to do otherwise. When I type this into my calculator, again, I can't show you the work there because I don't have the calculator function on this laptop, but hopefully you are able to, where y1 was your m of t and y2 was your c of t. I'm getting negative 68.760, which of course we need to round to the nearest whole number, negative 69. And yes, we are talking about students here, so let's consider what that actually means. Over the 24-hour period, the College Board was able to cancel the scores of more students than actually posted classified information. Now, whether that means that the College Board got some wrong or they are just taking into consideration scores of students who cheated in another way, I don't actually know. But it is okay to get a negative number. This just means that more students were I was going to say captured. That's not really the right word. Were more student scores were canceled than there were students who posted classified information. All right, that was C and D. Reminder to take your quiz if you have not already, and have a good rest of your day.